Most people think they lack discipline, but that's not the real problem. The real problem is they were never taught how consistency actually works psychologically. So they keep relying on motivation, emotion, and temporary burst of energy. And eventually they restart again, not because they're incapable, not because they're lazy, but because motivation was never designed to create long-term consistency. Structure was. And once you understand that, you start looking at self-improvement completely differently. Because most people are trying to force results through emotional intensity instead of building systems that make execution predictable. That's why people start strong but struggle to sustain momentum. They depend on motivation to carry behavior, and motivation is unstable by nature. Some days you feel focused, some days you feel inspired, some days you feel mentally locked in, but eventually your emotional state changes. Your energy shifts, life happens, stress increases, distractions appear, and the entire system collapses because the system was built on emotion instead of structure. That's why trying harder eventually breaks down, because effort alone cannot compensate for unstable systems. And this is where most people get trapped. They think, I just need more discipline. But discipline without structure creates exhaustion. You end up fighting yourself every day just to maintain basic consistency. That's not sustainable. High performers understand something different. They understand that consistency becomes easier when behavior stops depending on emotion. That's the real shift. The goal is not to feel motivated every day. The goal is to create systems that continue functioning even when motivation disappears. That's what structure actually does. Structure reduces friction. Structure reduces decision making. Structure creates predictability, and predictability creates consistency. This is why routines matter. This is why environment matters. This is why behavioral systems matter. And because our environment either reinforces execution or reinforces distraction. Most people rely on willpower, but high performers reduce resistance. They build systems that make execution easier. They remove unnecessary decisions. They create routines that become automatic. And over time, those repeated behaviors begin reinforcing identity. And identity is the deeper layer most people never address, because behavior is rarely random. Most behavior is identity driven. People act according to who they believe they are, which means if someone unconsciously identifies as inconsistent, they will continue producing inconsistent behavior, even if they temporarily feel motivated. That's why so many habits collapse after a few weeks. The behavior changed temporarily, but the identity underneath never changed. And eventually, the person reverts back to familiar patterns. Because people rarely outperform the identity they unconsciously reinforce. That's why real self mastery requires more than surface level motivation. It requires identity restructuring. You have to build an internal self image that aligns with the behaviors you want to sustain. That's where consistency actually starts becoming powerful, because once identity and structure begin working together, execution becomes more stable. Not because, but stable. Not And stability matters more than intensity. Most people are addicted to intensity. They want dramatic transformation overnight, but real transformation usually looks repetitive. It looks structured. It looks boring sometimes, but boring systems often create extraordinary long-term results. Excuse me. That's what high performers understand. They focus on reinforcement, tracking, measurement, repetition, operational thinking. They don't wake up every day asking, do I feel motivated? They rely on systems because systems create stability under real world conditions. And that's the difference between temporary self improvement and sustainable self mastery. One depends on emotion, the other depends on structure. That's distinction changes everything. Because once you stop relying on motivation, you stop restarting every few weeks. You begin creating behavioral consistency that actually holds. And from there, identity changes, results change, execution changes, life changes. If you're tired of restarting every few weeks, I built systems designed to help you create real consistency. Go to my page and hit the link.